Good morning, guys. Somebody, Stripe, was in the garage most of the night. Gray was on top of the garage refrigerator and Stripe was in the cat bed on the ground. Nobody sleeps on the cat tree too often, even after I hook them up with that nice cat tree. That's okay, though. Hey, Tux, you coming out, buddy? Good morning. I did review the footage on Ring, and I don't think there were any skirmishes, so that's good. Hey, Stripe. Hey. It's not like Tux not to get down. You okay, buddy? Big yawn? I got breakfast here. You okay? Come on, let's get some food. I guess my guys did get into it last night, just not on camera.
I'm sorry.
Tux doesn't have any injuries, but him and Stripe both has some loose hair on them, let's say, this morning.
Yeah, I've seen little bits of cat hair.
Oh no. Is everything okay inside the garage?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go get your paper.
Yep, on my way.
It's in the low 40s. It's really not too bad.
No, it's not.
It's not gusty.
Yep. I'm comfortable out here. I mean, I wouldn't want to be out here for like a long time, but just to run around, it's easy. Not enough requires a coat.
Yeah, I don't think the rain is going to be here until tonight, so it won't mess up our walk.
Oh, it won't mess up our walk?
No. Well, I've given a good once-over to both of them, and I don't see any injuries, but Tux is obviously tired right now because he went right back in the hutch after I pulled him out. Poor guy. Well, I did review the camera footage from yesterday, and I did not see Gypsy either in person or on camera. Doesn't 100% mean he didn't come, but I'll keep an eye out again today. And Gray was in the garage on top of the fridge, but whatever went on out there, she doesn't seem to have been involved in it, which is good. Hey, Donnie's not working today. You're in here by yourself. You watching out the window? Is that a good window spot? Your girl wants to know where you are.
I'm in here today.
Well, I'm sure she'll be between your legs on the blanket here really soon.
Very
she does
soon.
that in the evenings for sure.
Yeah.
Not seen Gypsy.
Oh,
I'm monitoring. It's not too late. It's only 11-ish.
Yeah.
But there's extra food on the front porch, and I know he hasn't been. Yesterday didn't upset me too much. Recovering, ate a full can before he left the crate.
Now.
But he ought to be getting hungry now. Yeah, I'm a little bummed. And I seen on 620 when I looked at the boardwalk camera, I seen that Tux jumped Stripe at the door to the garage, and and then Morris and Marty ran over to try to assist. And yeah.
So
Tux is sleeping it off.
he come out on the short end of that little deal.
Well, both of them had some fur, loose fur, but
Stripe seemed to be
he really,
kicking around. Though.
right, he really needs to stop jumping Stripe. It's just not right. Stripe's younger and a little taller, and it's just not good. I feel for my boy, though. He just can't seem to help himself.
Yeah.
Well, this is notice you got an hour. I'm going to have a second cup of coffee, and I'm going to pack up some of the Hallmark ornaments, and then we go on, buddy. So, you know.
Okay.
I love you. You know I'm just teasing with you, right?
Interesting.
Today is take the tree down. I suspect I've got 2 more days worth of stuff between the kitchen table and the Anna Lee elves and things. But today I'm going to try to handle the tree. One thing at a time.
Yeah. Well, I got the cable up for you. It doesn't run across the floor anymore.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you mean it's safe for me to put Christmas away because
Right.
you don't need to work at the chimney area where Christmas is anymore in the attic?
That's all done. And
all right.
the cable that ran up the stairwell you know, I had tied it.
It's
over.
gone too?
It's gone. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the cable that's out of your way. So
Okay. Right, we were coordinating. It was both the worst time and the best time to mess near the chimney upstairs. He wants his Sunday morning nap.
yeah, I want my nap.
Well, if you can nap through me putting away Hallmark ornaments, you go for it. Maybe put your headphones
I
on.
can pretty much nap through anything.
Yeah, that's like me in the evenings, right? When I fall out
yeah,
finally. Well,
I learned from the best.
I go straight head on full blast, and then when I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah, the only thing wakes her up is when I click the remote control. The cats can fight, the tree can fall.
That's not exactly
if
true.
I click the remote, oh my God! But that's
He has
okay.
the loudest remote in the history known to man, and I hate it. And it does make me a little grumpy from time. Click, 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 click.
So, do you know who the highest paid government employee in the United States is? Dick Seaman! 9.75 million. But don't worry, he's going to get a raise. He's going to be making over 10 million next year.
This is why I don't watch sports anymore.
What do you mean? This is paid for performance.
I used to enjoy NFL football and NASCAR, and I still do from time to time. I never liked college football. I only support Alabama because it's important to my hubby. I do. For you, I support it. And they are crimson red, and that goes along. That helps a little bit. You know, people complain about Elon Musk and how much tax he makes and pays and how much money he makes and stuff. And then we have all of these football stars collectively or athletes that collectively make all this. Now, the Manning family, I want to believe they do some good there are a few that do some good charitable things,
Saban
but
doesn't do charity.
now I've never heard his name associated with charity, but he might. But anyway, read George Will's commentary today. It has me and Don cracking up. What's the title of it? Thoughts
On the eve of that
football
big college football game.
Yeah.
That game.
Yeah, I could assure you, I never intentionally paid attention to a college football game ever in my life before Weekends with Don.
Well, we will be paying attention to that game.
Yeah, and it's
tomorrow.
on Monday night, too, of all things. I'm just somewhat teasing with you, but our culture's value of sports figures and their salaries I have some concern over it, and let's just leave it there.
Well, they're paid, the college coaches.
And then it also perpetuates beer sales.
Oh, he says
and Doritos, you know, other fast food, unhealthy processed food sales.
Yeah,
and
it says that right here. The game will be watched by perhaps 20 million potential purchasers of beer and trucks and other stuff corporations.
Yeah. How many? We'll have to count the F-150 Lightning ads during the game.
Well, there may be. There probably will have.
There'd be the Silverado too, maybe, or something.
Yeah, the Silverado probably.
But anyway, some of the stuff that these sports also assist with is also problematic for me personally. But I'll let each to their own, and I do watch on occasion, so I don't want to speak with forked tongue.
Yeah.
All right, the tree is down. Obviously, I still have some other Christmas things to do, including the green tree in the other room. But that's all I'm going to probably do today. I told Don not to move the chair back because the very first next thing I'll do will be to clear the elves off of those shelves. And then we can push the chair back over. Not a long or complicated process. The box is right at the top of the attic stairs. I also got the stuff down off that shelf because it has to be packed up first. Those fragile things are in the safest spot in the attic. And I stuck a couple of Valentine's Day things up there. It's in the 60s out here now, and I guess my boys are not needing the heating pad at the moment. Hi, Morris. Don't be nervous. It's okay. It's okay. Hi, guys. So Jules put on 10.8.1 last night. That's like 2021.44 something.
30.5. 44.30.5.
Okay, it's nice to have to keep up with two numbers now. Actually, it's okay. So it says it reset the forced autopilot disengagements counter to 0, and that you get 5 now. We have not had a second one, but hey, that's cool. That works for me. Yeah, what's like, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm just now seeing it for the first time, so let me digest it and we'll be back. All right, so I've got my head straight now. This is 10.8.1. We already had 10.8, so it's just a dot release. We were so hung up on the new fun light show that a couple of the other things we didn't maybe demonstrate, like the boombox megaphone. So yeah, this screen looks a little different now. Let's go to megaphone.
Hey.
Hey. Okay, it's like an echo chamber, like we're in Lost in Space or something. Okay.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Okay, that's too much fun. Yeah, this really popping up there, and then like you get in the car and that's right. Oh, we did put on a software release last night or whatever, but yeah, I think the only thing that we really wanted to try out that we hadn't was the megaphone, which we just did. So all right, we're good. I guess I was hoping it was 10.9 or something, but I saw on some Tesla news it's coming maybe next week. So
Navigate to Fuquay Verena Greenway.
we put it in our favorites yesterday. So
is it showing?
Park Depot Greenway Trail, they named that thing really weird. Our favorites, we named it Fuquay Greenway Trail. I don't know what this Park Depot thing is.
But that is the place.
But that is the place, because we knew it had that name, so.
And right now there's nobody behind us. She still loves the yellow line.
Yeah, as you can see, it's going on 2:30. We're running a little late today, because once I got started taking the tree down, I didn't want to stop in the middle of it. Don agreed, and it's plenty warm out here though. Jules says it's 57. A said it was like 63 or something, so we've really warmed back up today.
Yeah, we've got to go by the grocery store, so that if we weren't going by the grocery store, we just probably would have walked our normal thing. But we're basically, the Greenway Trail is reasonably convenient to the grocery store. There's still nobody behind me.
Can she do it 2 days in a row?
Well, like I said, I got my foot hovering over the accelerator because I really don't like all the stress of her not going when it's clear. I don't mind waiting a little bit more whenever there's nobody behind me. That, like right now she's not going, but here comes a car.
And she has taken off here before.
I'm stopping. Because that lady, she literally waved her hand. It's like, asshole, are you stopping? Well, that's what she did.
I believe you, but I didn't see it.
I did.
I was looking through the camera
She
screen.
did.
Right.
That's what she did.
Right, well, it definitely can see where it would make another driver nervous to have the car rolling when obviously it can't go. Creeping forward is...
Well, and I want to tell you, I don't know how they're going to get it approved. If you would have done that with the regulator in the car, they'd have said, nope, can't do it that way. You're going to have to come up, Tesla, you're going to have to come up with... Anyway, all I was trying to get at is if I was a regulator and I was sitting where Marianne is, or driving, sitting behind the wheel watching the car do what it just did, I would say, just turn around and take me back to the parking lot. We're done. That would be my response. Because as I said, that lady, she was like, what are you doing?
Right.
And that's especially these early, in 15 years, when we're all self-driving, there's one human being still driving a car somewhere, it won't be an issue. Because all the cars will know that each other is doing these kind of silly things. But right now, when there's, to the 20th decimal point, human drivers on the road, you're going to run that light? Yeah, baby, I like it. Well, actually, she made it all the way under.
While it was still yellow.
While it was still yellow.
Yeah. Thank you for not putting us into the windshield trying to stop.
Well, I assessed it. There was nobody like zooming up my butt, but I probably I don't know. I don't know if I got the attention of the light when it turned yellow is what got my attention. I don't guess that's what I'm saying is I'm trying to think. I didn't immediately hit the brake. I guess what I would say what that was, it was in that gray area where even we as human beings, do you stop for the yellow light or do you go? Now in this case, if there would have been somebody behind me very close, I would have went. I'm hoping I would have processed all that instantaneously and went. But with nobody behind me, I don't know. I probably still would have went, but you know that with somebody zooming up your, you know what, you pretty much can't slam on your brakes unless you want to meet that person and exchange driver information. And since I've already met one person that way, I don't want to meet any more that way. In your lifetime? In my lifetime. I don't want to meet any more people like that.
That was in the Toyota?
No, that was in the Tesla.
Back-ended, that's right, yep. Yeah.
Well, of course, now we were actually sitting dead still, had been sitting still for 5 seconds at least before, so that lady, you know, she just kind of crashed into us. Well, she looked up, saw that we were stopped. She was on her phone, looked up, and in a dry conditions, it would have been no problem. She would have been able to stop the car, but in wet brake, it was wet, slick, and so the car, she basically slid into us. There you go, Jules. Good job.
Yeah, sometimes it's like you're driving, and other times not so much.
Right.
That felt like you were driving. Like if I had my eyes was blindfolded, I wouldn't have been able to tell if you or the car were driving.
Right.
That little slow down there, that's Jules. Well, I promised Don to try out this keto carrot cake recipe when we get home, and I cannot get myself too overtired on the trail today that I want to pile up the second I get in the house. I gotta have enough reserves to follow through with the carrot cake.
Here comes the yellow light condition. Here we come. This is really going to be really close. No problem.
Oh, there it is.
I would have went through that.
Yeah.
That's a long light, but that wasn't part of my decision. But I would have went through that. But it was getting closer to the. I have time to stop, but that scenario.
Well, my experience has been that the autopilot stops for yellows more often than you want it to, not the other way around. But maybe it's getting more reasonable now.
Well, see, that was the difference between this yellow light and that other yellow light. This yellow light, I saw that it was green. I said, you know, I bet that light's going to turn yellow. So I was already processing, hoping to stay green for another millisecond and I'll go through the light. And so I had already made that decision.
Yeah, the pickup truck did not come into our lane. But Jules and the person behind us wasn't super thrilled at us slowing, although they were paying attention.
Well, they were far enough. They weren't on our
bumper when she started to slow.
Yeah, she was.
But they closed the gap during the slow.
That's right. She closed the gap. And, you know, but she's well back right now. I mean,
well, you got the student driver sticker, so hopefully after slowing for what she probably thinks was no reason, she's going to be leery of you now.
That's fine. Turned off. That's what I want.
I think they turned off.
Yeah, okay.
Into that neighborhood back there.
Well, we are doing the speed limit, 35. And that is the speed limit through here. And anyway, all I'm saying is that I had already thought about that green light going to turn yellow and am I going to go, so I had but that prior one I wasn't really thinking like that. And the reason I was thinking about this light here is because that's a long light, and getting stopped by that light and sitting through it another cycle is you know.
That company there on the right said now hiring $19 an hour. I forget what that little industrial South Bend.
Yeah, they make
Midlery company. I guess that's another business name.
Well, I think,
what does South Bend make?
I believe they make kitchen equipment.
Okay.
Industrial stuff.
Is Jules doing this?
She did all that. That was, we're out because I had just she is so, I just can't get, you know, if you do this.
Right.
That's, I guess, the proper way. If you keep your,
not to accidentally knock it out.
Right.
Now remember, she's not going to turn for you.
Right. She's not going to turn for me, and so, and I can tell that. So I am going to turn on the blinker, and I'm going to knock her out because I didn't really want her to go through all that road debris. I wouldn't have got over so quick. There was a rock.
Yeah.
Just pull forward and put it in reverse, and she put up the P.
Start up at the top.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I can see why you did that. It was more highlighted.
Well,
that wasn't exactly the side.
But you know, it works.
Does she want to put us in front ways?
No, she's backing into the parking lot.
She is backing in.
This is where she's parking.
Okay.
She picked it out. So now the next time
we're nice and even in the line.
Yeah, she did a better job than parking.
Wow, stopped right where you could see the back of the thing like I would have done and everything. Wow.
Look, she did a great job. No, I guess I'm going to have to learn how to tell her, no, I would prefer that one over there.
Maybe it's because you were straddled in the middle and not closer to the other side.
I don't know. They don't publish the algorithm.
Yeah, I know, Tony, but I'm just... That's my hypothesis. Fix it next time. Fix it.
Look, I'm just impressed. Look, A+, Jules, A+ on backing into the parking
Just
place.
to be clear, she used to couldn't do that.
That's right.
She had to be gated by 2 cars on either side of the parking space in order to help determine that it was a valid parking space.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, now she's able to look for lines and just, oh yeah, that's a spot. I'm going to put you in it.
Well, I plan to make use of that a lot. Especially if I can start directing her, like maybe she can put 3 or 4, and then I can touch which one I want. And I'm sure that will come eventually.
Sure.
Because, you know, the Tesla, we like every other parking place.
Right. Elon, you could tell those programmers to get right on that algorithm.
Of course, you know, she may have did it correctly. You'll see there's 3 parking places this way, and how many of that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's
splitting the difference as best as she could.
Yeah, so she did it correctly. That's the approved of Tesla
method. Look at that perfectly centered in the lane parking there. Well, it's pleasant out here, although it's picked up the wind a few times. I'm glad I kept my jacket on. I wouldn't have wanted to have made the mistake of, oh, it's 60 something, I don't need my jacket. Oh no, yes, you probably want your jacket. There's a family up here feeding the ducks. And still water on the path where there's a hill, where it's going downhill, where it's still trying to drain off the properties. So it's dry here, but in several places on going behind the houses, it was a little damp. And we're carrying a pretty good clip today, Donnie.
Yeah.
Walking.
Get home, pile up.
Don's primary goal in life, pile up.
Well, I work all week.
Yeah, especially when you don't get to pile up during the week much.
Trust me, when I was the thing, and then when they send me back into retirement, or I join the Great Resignation, whatever all that stuff is, I'm gonna, you know, maybe I'll do a little bit of other stuff, but
you'll piddle.
I'll piddle. But right now, if I'm not working, I don't want to do nothing.
I hear you. We made it. You've got more of a shadow than you normally have. Yeah, so we're later in the day.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do no hit today.
Okay, I wasn't trying to get you to. So how'd we do?
Well, according to my watch, we did started at 2:37. Yeah, that was about an hour ago. We did 1 hour and 1 minute, 2.73 miles, 6,640 steps, 444 calories. The average pace was 22.25 per mile. And this is the heart rate. It looks like my minimum was 93. My average was 112, and then my peak was 136. And I was 6 minutes in the upper zone, 31 minutes 59 seconds in the green, which I think is fat burning zone, and then 22:29 in the less than ideal zone. I guess the you know, whatever. Breathing, yeah. Fastest pace was 9:37 per mile. I hustled up real quick to catch Marianne. She was running off and leaving me. The average speed was 2.68 miles per hour, 108 steps per minute. Average stride was 25.83 inches. And here's my daily stats. And I achieved 6.6K today, steps during this thing.
Well, I guess you're going to have to do just a little more when we get home before you pile up.
This is the car.
Nobody behind us.
Go.
Oh, wow.
My goodness gracious.
I think she may not have looked as good as she should have there.
Well,
But we safely made it out onto the road and didn't pull out in front of anybody or anything. But
yeah.
so we're not going to Harris Teeter.
Yeah.
Don has his driver's license, and we both have the ability to pay with Google Pay, and me also with Apple Pay. But
none of the stores here take all
that. Harris, or at least Harris Teeter and Walmart don't, and I don't think Food Lion does either. So it's like, and we hunted that $20 bill hidden in the car that we don't have either. So yeah, we just
we
won't.
have no money.
We won't be going to the store.
And my looks aren't good enough to walk out of there with on my looks.
Hopefully these kids will stay put. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. What could you do? I mean, he was just like.
Yeah. That was. Yeah. I was gonna do everything to stop, but thankfully they stopped. But I did not see him until you actually said.
Yeah.
I was watching the car. That was Well, let me just say it differently. The car didn't see him. I didn't really see him because I was not expecting them, and if I was driving, I don't know that it would have a different result. I probably would have just still kept going, but swung over away from.
Was the A pillar kind of where they were as you went around the corner? Were they blocked by the A pillar? Maybe a little.
Maybe a little.
Well, we've never seen anybody cross the street there.
No, that was just
that was
unexpected.
That's not a normal people crossing the street, let alone kids on bikes.
Bicycles. Well, they shouldn't be.
Right.
I'm not faulting them. If I'd have hit them, I'd have felt devastated. Been my fault. You don't ride a bicycle off of a curb in a crosswalk. You can walk your bicycle, but nonetheless, they have the right to go across in the crosswalk. I should have stopped.
Yeah. Anyway, it had a good outcome.
Yeah. Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt.
And I got schooled again, and maybe I ain't quite the paying attention driver that I thought I was.
Well, I stand by it's good for me and Don to have both of us in the car when either one of us would do full self-driving. And I realize I haven't done it lately, but I'm having to do all the driving if we go anywhere in Ruby because of the safety score. And I drive so many miles during the week. The last thing I want to do is drive on the weekend. You know, I'm over 500 miles a week, and I'm just, if Don wants to drive us someplace on Saturday or Sunday, amen.
Yeah, I don't. Other than the mile to the park every morning, I don't drive. So I drive 2 miles a day if I need to or not. Well, actually, it's probably not even 2 miles. Probably like 1.25 miles, maybe.
Well, it's going on 4. I might just be able to get that keto carrot cake in under the wire before I got to start cooking dinner.
Well, just make sure you make that happen now.
Okay, Don doesn't care about dinner, but now that I've mentioned the word carrot cake.
Yeah, you can skip all that other stuff. This is the problem being a sugar addict or a person with a sugar.
Well, it'll have monk through erythritol blend in it and not sugar, so.
Well, I tell you, I've been impressed with that stuff. I do agree with some of the diet type people on the thing is that you really need to use that only temporary. Don't make that part of your life long term. If you need it to get through a transition time, it's one thing, but diet drinks and all those artificial sweeteners long term is not the solution to your health weight problems.
Right. It would be best if you trained your taste buds not to anticipate sweetness.
Yeah.
And I'm really into more
but
whole
go talk
food.
to your own medical professional. We are not giving diet advice.
Well, I guess if the choice is you can't control your blood sugar unless you use something, then it's more important to control your blood sugar than not use the something. But really, the long-term goal ought to be control blood sugar and not use those things.
Right.
To be clear,
is this reversed? 35? Is that right? That looks backwards.
Well, it is backwards.
Well, the camera's looking backwards, so why is it reversed? That's okay. I don't want to know.
I don't know.
I don't want to think that hard.
Yeah.
I don't
God,
want
you're
to think.
giving me a headache.
Don't give me a... I've already
Here,
had...
as you can see, I'll get in closer what Don's talking about. The
speed
limit sign is... Yeah, and because I don't have my purse with me, the camera battery's flashing, so we're probably not going to get the whole trip home.
Yeah, well, if I'm looking at it this way, looking at it's 35.
I don't have one to swap it out with. It's in my purse that I didn't bring with me and on the kitchen counter.
Well, the 3 is closer to the car. That is the right, so it is actually right. It's just, you know, it just doesn't look right. Because I read it this way. Anyway, all right, there's a car behind me, but, all right.
You're trying to make me think too hard.
She slowed down.
So you gave her acceleration.
Yeah. Well, there's a line of cars.
Yeah.
That was a long light.
Yep, it was a long light. Well, I'll just record till the battery dies. And then we're done till we get home because I don't think it's going to make it the whole way. It's flashing at me. She did that, huh?
Yeah.
What was that about?
I don't know.
The cones are well off the road.
Yeah, I agree. And the lines, this is well marked road, everything. I mean, it's just like, huh? I mean, that's a case where the human driver would have been, you know, barreling along and not even giving a thought to the cones.
Right.
You know, I think what Tesla needs to do is change the steering wheel and put 2 little touch sensors on the steering wheel right here. So that you just touch
Not
it.
eyes, but...
Not eyes, but touch sensors. So that way you just let the thing spin and not actually try to...
You gotta...
Well, I know. You gotta torque the wheel. That's what I'm saying. Is like,
You were gonna get a ding.
Well, I was worried. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Saving us.
Yeah, right. Well, she wasn't. I was gonna wiggle. I was wiggling the wheel a little hard.
Right, but sometimes when you wiggle, when you get the warning, she doesn't perceive the wiggle. I've had that happen with Ruby too, and it's like, I'm wiggling already. I'm wiggling. It's like that takes too long to get back to the wiggle check. And the multiple things the car's doing at one time. Occasionally, not all the time, but sometimes.
I've got to kind of go with, you know, there's been criticism of Teslas and they're keeping the eye on the wheel or this or that or whatever, and it's just, the steering wheel wiggle to me is less than ideal. I don't know what, I'm not saying that eyeballs is the right answer or not the right answer. I don't know any of that. I'm just saying that the wiggle the wheel isn't the right answer. I don't know what is, but that's not the answer.
Right, especially the people that it just happens to be them and their car, the way they jive, they end up having to do like this forced wiggle all the time to make it work for them, and you know, that's not pleasant.
But of course, this hopefully will be a very brief transition time. This time next year, we won't have to worry about having our hands on the wheel anymore. Hardy har har.
I remain.
This guy's making a left turn from the right lane.
From the right lane?
That works for me.
Huh. Let's see if they really do that, or they're
that is a
confused.
Toyota.
But
That's not a Tesla. That's not a Tesla. Yeah, see, I was wrong, Jules. I apologize. You making a left turn from the right lane? It must be It must be how you supposed to do that. All these years I've been making a left turn from the left lane. I've been wrong.
Stop it. I saw a guy over there with a red shirt holding his sweetie's hands walking around the track, but it was state and not. Don is highly anticipating tomorrow's game.
Yes.
Has on his crimson colors today.
Yes, correct. Hopefully tomorrow, work-wise, will go well and I won't be all...
Well, you got time to calm down before the game time, though. Game's not till, what, 8 or 9 o'clock?
She did that. That was a little smoother.
So the game's not until 8 or 9 o'clock?
Yeah. I think it's 8 o'clock.
Where are they playing?
I think it's in Miami. Or I should say they're playing on ESPN? ABC? It's all just YouTube TV to me.
She's just booking right along today.
Yeah. Your camera's holding out? Your battery's not dead?
Yeah.
So does that mean we get to go up the driveway? I mean, she only tried to run us off into the creek.
Into the creek yesterday. Yeah, well, the thing of it is, you would think, you would hope that once she had navigated it successfully, that...
Right. Well, there is obviously, I don't want to say not learning, but like I said, I was kept trying to say, well, don't you see a tree? I mean, you can recognize a trash can. You can't recognize a tree. Or just call it a bridge pylon. Like the bridge post. You drive it along the interstate and you go underneath the overpass, and there's these great big concrete things. Just think a tree is the equivalent of that. It's just some of them are skinnier than others. Alright, here we go. Slowed it down 5 miles an hour. She'll let me. Alright, here, 5 miles an hour. Maybe she doesn't recognize green as the official markings of the
side of the driveway.
Yeah.
We're awfully close to that tree.
I never know.
God, get away from
Why
the tree.
does she like that tree? She normally loves the yellow line side of the road.
Yeah, we have this huge honking tree over there, and she
doesn't even show the tree. I mean, she's making out the road, and she's ignoring the tree in the middle of the curve.
Stay vigilant.
Yes.
Less talking, more.
I think she did it. She might have done it yesterday if I was doing that slow.
Right. Well, I just looked away and pressed the brake on my personal floor.
That's a tree. That's a tree. Whew. She was right on the edge of the concrete. I mean, she had. Oh, look what she's doing. Look what she's doing. Is she gonna turn? Is she gonna turn?
No. Stop! Stop!
That was pretty good, though.
You're all happy with yourself.
I am quite pleased with myself.
Don cut out the parchment paper for me. These are my mom's pans from the 70s that we always made Duncan Hines cakes in. I've got the dry ingredients ready to go, the wet ingredients ready to go, and the mix-ins, as Davinia calls them. This is from Davinia's Eats. I'll try to remember to put the link in the video description. So I'm ready to put it together, dump it into the pans, and bake it. It tastes good, and it's looking very promising. So that's after 30 minutes, but it was 30 to 40 minutes, and I do think the center needs a little more time. We've got the original Star Wars movie up tonight. Boy, does that bring back good memories. Popped off the parchment paper, no problem, onto the plate. I'm fixing to make the cream cheese frosting. Looks like it cooked up great. Here's the other layer. I didn't need the little small piece, and I'm thinking it's going to be good. What are you doing?
I'm looking at the plate.
It's too pretty not to have a candle, even though it isn't anybody's birthday until February the 5th.
Right, but we put candles in it in February. You're just going to eat it tonight.
He wants me to hurry. He wants his piece of cake.
That's the scramble.
Okay, I like the Donnie size cuts.
That's right.
1/20th of the cake was 10 grams of carbs, which is not a lot, but is a lot to us.
So that's
1/10 would be 20 grams.
So,
And you made 8 pieces, so I'll let you figure that out.
so,
It's like
so
24
you're saying
grams.
it's 20 slices. We should have gotten 20 slices.
And that's 10 grams.
So that's 200 grams per cake.
Okay, and divide by 8.
25 grams.
Okay.